in life, death and taxes. So, my suggestion is, and the way I try and live my life is, if that's the two things I know are going to be constants, then I damn well want to fill the rest of that time with really awesome stuff, even if it's tiring. You know what I mean? So, I think that's the best I can do. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, girl. You know what I mean?
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question for you.
I hope so.
What made you decide to become an actor?
Ooh. I started acting when I was about 7. And my brother, who's not in here, he wasn't here, he could tell you that even from a really young age, 5, I used to act out really weird, off-the-wall skits in our kitchen at dinner and stuff. Like, oh, there goes Ian again. I wanted to do it from very, very early, and I started doing it I think at about 7. And my mom would take me around and do local theater and auditions and theater in school, and it was always very dramatic, little sucker. So I never did know. I was too young to know why. I know why now. Just because it's inspiring. It allows you to express a lot, even if you don't want to be a professional actor. If you ever want insight to an interesting process, which makes you let me rephrase that. It allows you to be very present wherever you are, and it also allows you to listen. Because most of acting is listening. And it's, I think it was Laurence Olivier was saying, it's not acting, it's reacting. Life, when you walk into a room with someone, you're having a conversation, you don't know how that conversation is going to transpire. You don't know what's going to happen. That's life. And acting, you know the script, you know where it's going to go, but you have to somehow, single-handedly or collectively with your other actors, make it new every single time. That's a challenge. But if you ever really want to have any insight to that, go enroll in an acting class. I'm telling you, it's a very interesting process, and you've got to come way out of your comfort zone and do some really silly stuff. But I think it's good. I think it's good for people, whether you're an actor or not. If you're in management, if you're in restaurants, if you're in university or education, I think it's a really interesting. I recommend it to everyone. And a lot of the best directors and producers and writers in the business all went to acting classes because they wanted to see on the other side of the spectrum what it looks like. So check it out. I don't care if you're a banker. Go jump into an acting class and you'll quickly see how cool it is and how scary it can be. But fun.
Hi, Ian.
What? Hi.
First of all, I want to thank you for encouraging us and for
To take acting classes?
encouraging us to go out there and help the animals. We have talked a few times
Yes, we
regarding
have.
what I do in Arizona. So my question to you, I understand you got a new cat.
What's that?
You got a new cat?
Well, I tried to steal a cat. And it didn't work. I tried to steal Grumpy Cat. But I couldn't get her. It's really crazy. The co-secretary of ISF, who's sitting in this room, Jessica Ramsey and I went to South by Southwest Interactive last weekend. And it was the most phenomenal meeting of minds I've ever seen. It was like TED conference, but in Austin, Texas with bourbon. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I met Grumpy Cat, and I looked at the analytics of how social media has allowed us to communicate. This kitty had 52 million mentions in one 24-hour period. 52 million. That's insane. And so, what are you doing, woman? And I said, that is totally crazy. Ooh, I don't want that. You know that today yes, this would be better. Thank you. Here, let me take this one for. I don't even want to be seen on stage with that. Thanks, Devin. Thanks for putting me in that spot, Devin. Today is National Global. I'd rather just
Tomorrow.
Or tomorrow it is. Yeah, sorry. No bottle day. And the idea is that we do not want to be using plastic bottles. We don't need to be using plastic bottles. We need to be using reusable bottles. Because this stuff, whether you like it or not, ends up in our landfills and it ends up in our oceans. And because of saltwater degradation and solar degradation, it's getting into the DNA of plankton. Guys, that is not acceptable. And I think one really cool thing that we can all do is inspire each other to not use plastic bottles and drink water. I think it's the craziest thing that there was this amazing picture. I'm going to try and find it. Kim, the executive director of ISF, sent me this picture. It's this little guy, and he's in Africa. And he's looking at this woman who's working with some nonprofit. And you see the look on this little kid's face, like, what? And the caption is, you have free-flowing sources of water in 5 different parts of your house. You know, talking about the US. We have water coming out everywhere. I mean, everything runs, it's water, it's clean for the most part. You know, you can always need filters on the water, that's fine. And the caption is, so you have water coming out of every faucet in your every room in your house, and yet you still drive to the grocery store to buy it in bottles. It's the craziest thing. You know that the water bottle industry skyrocketed, don't quote me on it, in one decade, I want to say 1990 to 2000. It was the only business in the world that skyrocketed something like 20,000%.
Wow.
It's crazy. So now we have floating islands of plastic, and you guys, especially youngsters, that's your ocean. And the best thing that you can do is to teach yourself, you know what, get the stainless steel ones, get this bobble thing, they work. And you don't ever have to feel bad that you're contributing to this really gnarly thing that we're all, you know, being fed, which is buy bottled water. You know what I mean? At home, get some filters for your faucets, man. And if the water in your community is not clean enough, then demand that it is. You know what I mean? Go to your city council and start researching and say, hey man, why is this water, you know, we need this water, but why is it full of this chemical and that chemical? Let's fix that. So this is your time to shine and make serious change. We have this Green Your Thirst campaign. No need to pollute. We all need a lot of water, but just be conscious of that if you can. And let's make a pinky swear. No more plastic bottles. Please. It helps us all out. And I love you guys for that. I'm not BSing you. I think this is like one of the worst things that we've done to ourselves. So we're going to figure out how to remove this island of plastic in the Pacific, and we're going to start some programs that are going to dismantle it and use it. And I'm going to be talking to David DeRothschild next week to figure out how to, you know, really on a large scale. So when we start coming up with products and stuff that we'll be able to recycle all this stuff with, hopefully we can all, you know, buy pieces of it, because we're going to need to do something with it.
Hey, Ian.
Hey, who are you? Where are you?
Right here.
There you are.
I'm Alicia. I have a question for you.
Hi, Alicia. I'm Ian.
I was just wondering, what are some similar things that you and David have in common?
Well, I love ripping people's heads off. No, really.
You both love a lark.
We both love a lark.
Aww.
I think Matt Davis just left. He was just here.
That's not fair.
That's not
There are a lot of things about David that I'm not like. I don't kill people, not often. But one thing though I love about Damon and that I share with him is Damon infuses humor into pretty much everything he does, which is kind of why we all love him. And I think that life's hard, man. We all know it, and it's not always butterflies and rainbows. But we, humor is like a medicine for pain. That's what humans use it as. Humor is like a Band-Aid for pain. And we've all had a lot of things in our lives that aren't great. We have to overcome them. And that's why I love hanging with Damon a couple times a week, or 5 times a week. It's because he infuses humor in everything. Are you guys leaving, Devin? You gotta go? Come here, dude. Give me a hug, man. This is my bro right here. Holy cow, you've grown since the last time I saw you.
Aww.
Good, buddy.
Aww.
Me and the Devins. These 2 Devins right here are changing the world, man. So, you gotta go home, buddy? Go get him a plane. Thanks for being here, dude. This guy has done so much, so helping this whole room, trust me. So, thank you, brother. Yeah, man. Apparently you have some luggage there, too. I love those two. Well, what?
Hey, me. Don't worry, I'm not hushing him up yet. We were talking with Kim earlier, and we have a special guest who wants to say hello.
Oh, really?
Yes, now let's bring. This is Bo.
Hi, Bo.
He is the Eyecon mascot. We're gonna have Eyecon.
Aww.
But he is a trained Rottweiler. He's a Mitchell.
You are trained.
I'd be careful. He licked Steve McQueen yesterday, so he gets around.
Poor little guy. You really are shaking like a chihuahua. Aww, I love it, man. Life is awful, isn't it? Babies, beautiful children, puppies. This is the Eyecon mascot.
Yeah, this is our Eyecon mascot, Bo.
Aww.
Thank you.
All these ladies will get some love right now.
A little quiet round of applause for Bo for being so awesome. This is what yours is powerful. Oh, go back to you and me. It's going to be awesome. You rock. And that is like, I've had sushi rolls bigger than that.
Aww.
Ladies, you
Oh,
can
dude.
kiss Bo right after the Q&A.
Thank you for that, little dude.